Hello, my name is Peter Parfit and welcome to the New Brick Workshop. Something quite different today. I've got a friend of mine, Andrew, and we're going to do a few bits and pieces together. Andrew, say hello.
Hello, hi, nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me, Peter.
Andrew, that's great. Now, Andrew's a little bit shy because he's normally on the other end of a camera. Professional cameraman with years and years of experience, you can tell because he's got grey hair, years of experience. And he's a cameraman, so don't expect too much, okay?
I'll do my best.
Right, what we're going to do today, we're building a tracksaw cutting station for Andrew. He's got a tracksaw. He's in the process of doing some work at home. Andrew, tell us what you're doing at home.
Well, I'm doing a renovation on a bungalow, so I'm at the point of doing the door frames, putting doors in, sorting the kitchen out. So what I hope to do is to actually build a kitchen units from scratch.
Yep, and this is, your workshop is currently, what, outside on the patio or in the garage?
Well, I've got a log cabin at the bottom of the garden, and that's about it really. But I've got a patio. But the last time I built a kitchen was 30 years ago, and tracksaws weren't invented then. so it's a complete revelation to find out about all these new tricks.
Well, you're absolutely right. I remember when I did my first kitchen, it was quite hard work and things weren't actually as square as we can get today. Anyway, so we're going to build a tracksaw cutting station. I'll film little bits of this as we go along so you know how easy it is. And Andrew's actually going to do most of the work. Right, we've made a start. We've got the first Parf stick in place and Andrew's now drilling the first line of holes. Now this is the very first line of holes. These will dictate where all the other holes go. It's really important if you're working on a large sheet, and this one is more than the length of a Parf stick, that you put the initial set of holes dead center to the long side. That means then when you extend left and right, you get the minimum error. So we've done the first row of holes. That's the first 11 holes using one Parf stick, a central along there, and we're now coming down here using the 6, 8, 10 triangle, and Andrew's drilling the 3mm holes down this line. And that line, or rather that column of 3mm holes, will be at right angles to that row up there. How's it going, Andrew? Where are we?
I think it's going well. We've got our reference line of holes, rather. We've just drilled this line of holes here, having previously drilled this line of holes, and we've got the far end line of holes. So now we're ready to work our way across, filling the gap, basically.
Excellent. Right, Andrew's now drilled a square pattern of holes which are 96mm apart in columns and in rows, but we're now doing an offset series of holes at the top here, and we've drilled an offset hole 48mm up from here on this column and the ditto at the end, and we've now positioned this Parf stick through pin 48 here and pin 48 down there, and we're now going to drill through holes 0 to 10, and these will be offset 48mm from these columns. So that gives us lots of opportunities to have the track positioned correctly so that we're not cutting through any of the 20mm holes at the end. Right, we're now at the stage where we're going to elongate the holes from here. We've got our middle square, which is 10 holes by 10 holes, rather 11 holes by 11 holes, 10 by 10 grid. So we've taken this Parf stick, put a pin through there and a pin through the right-hand extremity here. And we're going to drill out the holes this way. But as a double check, and this is really, really worth doing, get the second Parf stick and set up the 8, 6 and 10. 6, 8, 10 triangle. Pin in there, the double drill guide here, that's in, we've got pins here and here, and because that fitted in with no fuss whatsoever, that's absolutely spot on because Pythagoras tells us this is dead right. You can tell you're a practical person, you see. You did that straight away. So we've clamped this, and now Andrew's going to drill through there and get that done. So this elongated series of holes now is going to be absolutely spot on. And what we're going to do now is remove the clamp so we can get that out of the picture. We're going to put that pin in here as belt and braces. So now we're going to just drill out these 3 holes, and then our extension line here is complete. And once we've done these, we'll do the same on this side, and then we're going to choose which other holes we extend. We don't need to do them all. Now, it may seem tedious going to this level of care at this stage, but this is the foundation of the whole accuracy of your tracksaw cutting station. Getting this right at this stage is a good investment of your time. Now, Andrew's just finished drilling the first line of holes here and here, and in order to fill in with the remaining holes, we've got to move the drill from position 1 to position 2, and that will allow us to do the intermediate holes now. Andrew's now doing the second pass using the locating dogs in the drill guide to get the rest of the work done. And this does illustrate just how useful it is having the Bluetooth on-off switch on your extractor. And there's just one more hole to do at the very far end. And then that's all the holes we need to drill for this rather good tracksaw cutting station. Okay. So that wasn't too bad, really, was it?
Not at all, no. It's pretty straightforward.
The only other thing to do now, and I've done it with a few of these, is to use this chamfering tool. You could use a router with a chamfer cutter in if you wanted, but this just makes it very simple. And we're going to chamfer the holes like this, because so many of the dogs that we use have a chamfering locating function here,
yes.
Particularly the tall dogs that you use.
Yes.
And so doing the chamfered holes is a really good idea. And as I say, you could either do it with a chamfer tool, which you buy from Axminster, or you can just use a chamfer cutter in your router.
Is the object to make it easier to get the dog into the hole?
No, it's when the dog goes in, it will sit, there's a chamfer ridge on some of the dogs, and it sits on that chamfer, and that makes sure that the dog is dead vertical. If you look at this dog, and I'll just bring it up to the camera so everyone else can see it as well, there's a chamfer section here.
Yes.
And so when that goes down into the hole, like so,
Yep.
that chamfer goes into the chamfer I've made
Yes.
here. You tighten this up,
Yep.
and that dog now is absolutely vertical because it's sitting on that chamfer.
Right. Okay. So the chamfer, in effect, makes it more rigid.
It makes it vertical.
Okay.
Whereas if there weren't that chamfer there, there's a chance it might be set in at a very slight angle.
Oh, I
but
see.
that chamfer goes all the way
Right.
down. The two unite, and that's now absolutely
Right. So it
right.
ensures the
Yep.
vertical
Yep.
positioning.
absolutely.
Oh, I see.
And it's easy to use the tool.
Yes.
I'll let you do the rest,
Okay.
as it's your top.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay. That's it. Push down and rotate. And we've got to remember to do that hole in particular, because this is where your tall dogs, you have one at that end
Yes.
and one at this end. This is your offset hole,
Yes.
and that's where you'll have your tall dog, which you've yet to buy.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you need to buy yourself a pair of those from Axminster.
Yes.
Yeah, so that one definitely.
It's a funny concept to get your head round, the fact.
What's that, losing money by spending it at Axminster?
No.
Some of us find that difficult. Yeah.
No, just the point of having this chamfer.
Yeah, but it's to make sure that the dog stands nice and vertical,
Right.
and right angles.
Yes. Well, now you've explained it. I can see that.
Yeah. And here you can see Andrew using his tracksaw cutting station, and I believe he's about to start work on his new kitchen. Many thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.